Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a review on the Kel-Tec PF9 9mm concealed carry gun. Concealed carry because it is very small. As you can see, I can cover it with my hand. Okay, first of all, just so everyone knows, the weapon is empty. There's nothing in there. There's no magazine. Completely empty. Just got this gun very recently. I am the second owner of this gun. It was in like new condition. Fired very little, as was obvious from the internal wear and the owner telling me that it was not fired very much. I'm sure that it was traded in or got rid of by the original owner because, being he was a littler person, this little 9mm has quite a kick. This is not a mild recoil gun. This is a gun that you really need to hold on to firmly because of the amount of recoil that it gives out. So let's do a takedown on this. And what you're going to need to do, it's very simple, is this is your takedown pin right here. Okay, so what you need to do is use a 9mm round, which is what I have right here, and basically all you do is you lock back your slide. This is the lock back right here. So I'm going to pull it back and lock it, and the spring on this is really tight, so it takes a little bit of effort. So once you do that, you lock it back like that. You take your round, or anything that you can use to get into there, and you put it in there, and you pull on it, and you hear it snap right out. It comes out real easy. There's your takedown pin. So then, drop your slide. Slides right off. Very easy. Very simple. I had this weapon out today, and like I said, I am the second owner, and I shot 110 rounds through it at alternating ranges, anywhere from 15 feet to out to 50 feet. I wanted to see just exactly what it was capable of, and I was very surprised. There's been some good and there's been some bad videos on YouTube I've seen. Complaints about the trigger pinching people, complaints about the mag release, letting the mag go inadvertently. As far as the mag release goes, I only had one time where I did that, and that's where I wasn't paying attention, and I got a little too comfortable and got sloppy. And I think when I adjusted my grip, I hit the mag release, and it had already fed around, so all I needed to do was just push the mag back up and fire, and it was fine. Other than that, it only happened that one time, and I know it was my own fault. As far as the trigger goes, the biting, I really didn't have an issue with that. It is a little bit sharp, and you do have to kind of adjust your placement of where you put your finger. I ended up putting just the small part of my pad, something like this, and pulling the trigger like that with just a small part of my pad, and I seem to have the best luck with that. Other than that, there were no issues. 110 rounds. The original owner, or previous owner, told me that he shot about 100 rounds. Other than that, there's not been any issues with this gun at all. So, once you have these two pieces, you're just going to pull out your guide rod, which is a dual spring guide rod on a plastic. It's a plastic rod with two springs, and you can see that there's two springs there. And you'll see that I use grease on mine. Some people use oil, some people use whatever, but I use grease. Well, once you take that out, then you just pull your barrel out. And there's your barrel. Nice and clean. And I use a little bit of grease in my barrel as well. Okay, very simple. There's all parts you have. And then put it back, it's just kind of reverse. Put barrel in, snap in place, take your guide rod, push your guide rod into that guide rod hole, and then there is a spot on the barrel, a shelf where it fits. And I'll put this in there and I'll try to show you on camera where that shelf is. There we go. You can kind of see how it's sitting right there. Okay. So once you've done that, you're going to take your grip frame. You're going to just slide it right back on there. One thing to notice on the Kel-Tec is that the rails. This is the rail. This entire length here is the rail on both sides. And the gun is actually considered to be the this metal part that's inside. It's I guess it's called the receiver frame, and it's a solid aluminum. I guess it's billet aluminum. Very strong. But what impressed me was that the length of the rails. These rails are 4.5 inches long on either side. A lot of guns, a lot of plastic guns, a lot of regular guns don't even have this much railing. So there's a lot of rail on here for this slide to go onto, which is really good. Another thing you may have noticed here is there's a hammer. This is a hammer-fired weapon. This is not a striker-fired weapon. There's the hammer. I do prefer a hammer-fired weapon. I think all of mine are, yes, all of mine are hammer-fired. So you're going to take your slide, you're going to put it back on the rails, and there's one tricky thing to do here, and that's to push down on the. You have to push down on the barrel right here where it goes into the opening. Push down on the barrel to get the slide back on, and that's what Kel-Tec, tells you to do, is make sure you push down on the barrel hood. Okay, and then you're going to lock it back again when that spring is really tight. Okay, so once you've got it locked back, okay, everything lines up. As soon as you have it locked back, the takedown pin hole lines up. It's kind of simple, much more simple than a lot of other weapons to take down. Because if you lock it back, it's already, it's already set up. So then you're going to take your takedown pin here, okay, and then it's going to go into the hole like that, and you're just going to kind of want to make sure your barrel is all the way forward and lined up. You'll see the hole there, and it's real easy once you've done that. And you can usually hear it snap, just like that. Make sure you hear it snap. If you don't hear it snap like that, it's going to mean, even though it looks like it's seated, it will not be. And when you fire it, that pin will walk around, and it'll end up damaging your barrel. It'll end up damaging your slide. Okay, and I have read reports where people have done that. So just make sure that locks in there and you hear it snap. Once you do that, it's all together. Kel-Tec PF9. Very, very nice little gun. You can see in my hand, disappears. Very, very nice little gun. I do have some additional thoughts on this gun. There's been a lot said about it, and I know that Kel-Tec, just like any other gun company, can have lemons and can have really good examples of their guns. Overall, I think they do have good examples of their guns out there. And if there is an issue, or there was an issue with this weapon, I would let Kel-Tec try to make it right for me. I wouldn't go crazy and destroy my gun or flip out. For every person like myself that has a good gun and a good weapon, you're talking thousands and thousands of more that are unrepresented, or I'm representing all those people. Great gun, very accurate. I was very surprised. I put my targets out to 50 feet, and I was hitting groups, smaller than my hand, which is probably about 4-5 inch group, with 6 or 7 shots. Every once in a while I had a flyer. But when I did my part and I let the gun do its part, 5-inch groups at 50 feet with a 3.1-inch barrel, 9mm. This gun is very accurate. It's just a matter of you doing your part, holding the weapon correctly, pulling the trigger slowly, and not jerking. So I'm very happy with it. It's a very nice, dependable. I haven't had any problems with it. To shoot 110 rounds in one session without any cleaning, and not have one single problem. Good gun. I mean, I would rely on it right now. Well, think about it. Kel-Tec PF9, 90mm. I do recommend it. If I have any issues or any other things to say about it, I will update with another video. In the meantime, don't listen to all the bad things you hear, because it's easy to have a lot of bad things and people will take their time to say something. But percentage-wise, how about all the other good things that people have to say? How about all the people who have weapons without any issues? That would be me. I have a weapon with no issues. I'm very happy. If I did have issues, I would let Kel-Tec take care of it and fix it. Thank you. Have a good day.